Yeah, we good. First time anybody of these guys been in this, man.
Irving again. Three-pointer for Irving where he's 5 for 5. Here comes Curry. Curry to the basket. Foul. Shot's good and one.
Mama. There goes that man.
Butler to Rose. Rose rises and slams.
I think he's really glad to be back.
Quick pass. What a pass. Oh, he trapped the sledgehammer.
Aaron Baines, click, click. Welcome to your Kodak moment, my friend.
First take, every word great. Direct and produce verbs, check out that wordplay.
Leave or go home, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. It's playoff time. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to First Take. Carrie champion Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith. Thank you at home for joining us. How was your weekend, sir?
It was lovely. How was y'all weekend?
Mine was nice.
Until last night.
Yeah. Huh.
It's going to be all right.
I warned you Friday.
It's gonna be
I was
right.
going to
Give it
get
up.
3
Give it up,
hours
man.
of sleep.
Give it up,
3
man.
hours of sleep, man. I'm hurting. I stayed up to watch that.
Before we recap that, I'll tell you what's on today's show. Stephen A's All Access with Floyd Mayweather will air, and some of the interview, we have parts of it. So we'll air that here on the show and all week long. And actually leading up to the fight, Stephen A, you'll be able to give us some insight.
Some.
A lot.
Some.
Skip will also give us his perspective as well.
Just a touch.
Correct?
Yeah.
All right. Plus, we have draft prospects on the show. Again, every day this week, we start with former wideout, Alabama wideout Amari Cooper. And, of course, the last thing on the show today, reunited, and it feels so good. Tim Tebow, I don't know if you heard this.
Your
phone's ringing.
I don't know. Isn't that ringing? I don't know what it is.
It's an alarm.
I'm sorry.
Wait. It has come to this for Tim Tebow on this show. He gets like 5th billing.
Yeah.
5th billing.
We're not even starting the show with Tim Tebow.
We're not starting the show with Tim Tebow. Is that
I give up.
Oh, okay.
Don't blame me.
You're done.
It's not my fault.
Nope. We are not. Do you want to start the show with Tim Tebow?
No, I do not.
We know that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. He is reunited with his former buddy Mark Sanchez. We'll get to that sometime in the show. First up, the Clippers snapped the Spurs' 11-game win streak in Game 1 and a dominant win behind CP3's 32 points. Blake Griffin's 26 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Puts him in rare playoff air, joining the likes of Jordan and Pippen. Coach Popovich says his team just didn't play defense.
Their defense was better than our offense. That's the bottom line. Their aggressiveness, their physicality, their athleticism really hurt us offensively.
All right, going into the series, Stephen A., you said you felt like the Spurs not getting the 2 seed could be a problem. After what you saw last night, are you under the belief that the Spurs are in trouble?
Well, I definitely think they are. I picked them to win this series in 6 games because of their experience, their championship tested. But I also assumed that everybody was going to be healthy. And one of the things that I noticed, Skip Bayless last night, Thiago Splitter, I can't believe I'm putting that level of value on him. But Skip is right. He is the anchor of San Antonio's defense. Without him on the floor, you got a problem. You're talking about 9 minutes and 57 seconds was all that he played. That's it, okay? And he was limping some of the times that I could tell when he was on the court. You combine that with Aaron Baines, he's no match for Blake Griffin, as Blake Griffin illustrated with his performance last night. DeAndre Jordan with Greg Popovich trying to employ the Hacker Jordan philosophy in the first half. I mean, and he still ended up converting 4 of 8 free throws. That didn't exactly work out. Believe it or not, shooting 50% from the free throw line is an incredible feat for DeAndre Jordan, because that's the one impediment to me that he has that prevents him from being the best big man in the game, because he is simply that formidable defensively, particularly with rebounding as well. But Skip Bayless, the Los Angeles Clippers just seemed on a mission last night. Chris Paul was sensational. Blake Griffin was the star that he needed to be. Jamal Crawford coming off the bench and going on that little spree of his, ultimately finishing with 17 points. The momentum just seemed to be a little bit too much for San Antonio to deal with, but that's just one game. These are the San Antonio Spurs. You don't count them out, but again, you make your predictions assuming guys are healthy. And see, I remember I didn't even know that Tiago Splitter was going to be out until Skip had mentioned it to me, to be quite honest with you. So that was the last game of the regular season against the Pelicans. He came back yesterday, did not seem like himself, and that leaves Tim Duncan at the mercy of Blake Griffin with DeAndre Jordan, because Aaron Baines is not going to be enough for you to deal with that front line of the Los Angeles Clippers. I would tell you they're in trouble, but I'm simply saying that because their horses don't seem there. Tiago Splitter's not healthy, and I don't know what the hell is going on with Danny Green. I really don't understand it. You just have to be better, and that's not been the case with him right now. He shot 2 for 11 last night, 1 of 7 from three-point range, finished with just 6 points. You're going to need a level of production from Danny Green from the perimeter and just Tiago Splitter to be on the floor in order to win this series game.
You gonna switch your pick?
No. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not like I ain't fazed by it.
On this show, I have always been completely, objectively honest about my San Antonio Spurs. And right now, I may lose my mayorship over this, but I'm here to tell you, in all honesty, they're in big, bad trouble right now. Big trouble. Bad trouble. Like, may not get over this trouble. I'm talking about, I will still support them. I picked them to win this in 7 because I thought they were going to have to win a Game 7 at the Clippers.
Yep.
Now I have my doubts they could win that Game 7. I would now not bet a nickel on my Spurs in 7 prediction. And I'll tell you why. I wanted to see, and remember, I picked the Spurs to win Game 1 because I wanted to see them flex like defending champions last night. I wanted them to make an opening round statement, a Game 1 statement to the Clippers. No, you still don't belong in our league. They were not capable of making that statement last night. I watched the Los Angeles Clippers for the first time ever in the Popovich-Duncan era feel what it felt like to dominate a playoff game against my San Antonio Spurs. Not only physically, but psychologically and mentally dominate the game. This looked like a mismatch to me, and this was creating a new monster in the Los Angeles Clippers. Remember, the Clippers came into this game having won 14 of 15, and the only loss out of those 15 games was by 4 to Golden State. And I'm here to tell you right here, right now, the Clippers, I think, are playing at a slightly higher level than the Golden State Warriors. Just slightly. It's close.
I'm talking about, are you talking about the one-game playoff or the last couple of weeks of the season as well?
Well, just 14 out of 15 the last couple of weeks of the season. Yeah. So I'm looking at this team. Could the Clippers win the West? You better believe they could win the West. After what we saw last night, that was no fluke. That was San Antonio just couldn't get there. You know what it reminded me of? Take me back 3 years, or please don't. Remember the 4 straight games, the crazy hot coming-of-age Oklahoma City Thunder won against my Spurs after Spurs won Game 1 and 2 at San Antonio? 4 straight games. They were mismatches where I finally had to sit back and say, that's just too good. That's too much. That's the feeling I got at the end of this game last night because I saw no silver linings here. I saw a tour de force of what I call the Clippers' big 3. I don't put DeAndre in that big 3. I put Jamal Crawford because Blake and Chris Paul and Jamal Crawford combined to shoot 29 of 60. That's absurd numbers. That's 60% almost. And if those 3 are going to make those shots like that, it's just like the Spurs just sit back and Pop says, give me another glass of wine. They're too good. It just wasn't meant to be. My Spurs last night turned into a bunch of DeAndre Jordans at the free throw line. Did you see this? 14 of 26?
Yes.
That won't win any playoff games.
Yeah, but you know that's an aberration.
But I've been seeing it lately. They've been wobbling at the free throw line lately. And then Tony Parker last night, he was just lost. He's a beat-up shell of his former dominating self. I'm sorry. He's the spark plug of this whole attack. When he can't go, they can't go. Danny Green, as you said, he's in a mind-blowing slump from the three-point line where it goes up, and I'm like, will it even hit the rim? Will it hit the rim? I have no idea. I don't know what's happening. Tiago Splitter is the key to their interior defense. When he is right, he plays Blake Griffin pretty well. He does, seriously. He can sort of anticipate him. He can't get pushed around, and he's quick enough of foot that he can kind of match his quickness a little bit. He can't stop him, but he can thwart him a little bit. Poor Aaron Baines, he can't defend anybody. It's a joke. I mean, don't make a big deal. He got posterized. Yeah, he's always going to get posterized. What do you expect? It's not fair. So to me, I sit back and I just say, you know what? They're not going to win game 2. That crowd was crazed last night. They got challenged and they got crazed.
That's right. They got challenged, and I got to admit, that crowd showed up like it was something special.
I know they had the red T-shirts.
I was mad I wasn't there. I was jealous last night. It would have been special to be at the Staples Center, no question. But I look at the San Antonio Spurs, and again, you make your prediction based on the way. You remember they had won into the game against New Orleans, having won 11 straight, and you really, from a health perspective, you really only heard about Thiago Split. He was out, calf strain and what have you. He was going to be back. Outside of that, you thought Tony Parker, was ready. You thought, I spoke to Danny Green before game 1. He came on my radio show Friday. He was like, we're going to be ready. We were in a pretty good position health-wise and stuff like that. Tony Parker didn't look healthy last night. Thiago Splitter didn't look healthy last night. And when I made the Clippers my preseason pick to go to the NBA Finals, right? My reticence as the season progressed was, my God, DeAndre Jordan's at 39%, and Spencer Hawes isn't giving them anything. What are they going to do? But guess what? The way they're coming at it, if DeAndre Jordan hits 50% of his free throws, just 50% of his free throws, Skip, okay, I'm sorry. You got a shot here. You got a shot here.
Final point. I've been hard on Chris Paul on this show before.
He showed up.
He was big time last night. In the fourth quarter, he made 6 out of 7 shots. He slammed the door. He played like the best, by far, point guard in the game last night. He's just driven. He's got that look. He's got that. I'm on a mission
look right now. That's what I've been telling you. He's on a mission. You know I'm rooting for him. I just don't know. I mean, it's the San Antonio Spurs we're talking about here. But I wouldn't be mad if the Clippers ended up going to the final. Me.
You wouldn't be mad about that?
Me, not even a little bit. Let me be clear. Let me be clear.
It would bother him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We still got games 3 and 4 back home. We'll see.
That's right.
Game 2 Wednesday,
10:30
Eastern.
Don't get so pessimistic.
At the Staples Center.
Honest.
Skip is just saying he doesn't think they'll get game 2. Teams that win game 1 of a best of 7 go on to win the series 77% of the time. So game 2.
And by the way, the Spurs had won 11 straight game
11 straight game 1s, and they dropped this one. All right, so we'll see.
It's be all right.
I warned you Friday. I was going to get 3 hours of sleep. 3 hours of sleep, man. I'm hurting. I stayed up to watch that.
Before we recap that, I'll tell you what's on today. It's playoff time. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to First Take. Carrie champion Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith. Thank you at home for joining us. How was your weekend, sir?
It was lovely. How was y'all weekend?
Mine was nice.
Until last night.
Yeah.
It's gonna
There goes that man. Butler to Rose. Rose rises and slams.
I think he's really glad to be back.
What a pass! Oh, he trapped the sledgehammer.
Yeah, we good. First time a lot of these guys been in this, man.
Irving again. 3-pointer for Irving where he's 5 for 5. Here comes Curry. Curry to the basket. Foul. Shot.
Aaron Baines, click, click. Welcome to your Kodak moment, my friend.
First Take, every word great. Direct and produce verse. Check out that wordplay.
Leave or go home, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time.